What's up, guys? Welcome back to News for You with me, Tracy. Now, today we're going to be talking about rain and the effects that the rain has had on us today. We're also going to be talking about NRM candidate for the Kawempe North by-election, Faridah Nambi. She tried to do a recount of the votes. I'm going to give you all the tea on that. And we're also going to be talking about a U.S. presidential group chat leak. All that and more coming up today. Check it out. Faridah Nambi, the NRM candidate for the recent Kawempe North by-election, has withdrawn her petition for a vote recount. In a recent letter to the Chief Magistrate in Kawempe dated March 23rd, her legal team said that the petition was overtaken by events, and on March 24th, Elias Nalukola was gazetted. So now basically they had to withdraw because now their petition to recount is moot. So basically, Faridah Nambi and her team alleged that there were over 30,000 votes that were uncounted, particularly in areas that NRM was expecting strong support. NRM even said they wanted to contest the results in court, but now, because the guy has been officially gazetted. So she does say she has plans to run again in the 2026 general elections, so maybe that will go better for her. Let's wait and see. Journalists covering Uganda's parliament have boycotted the Defense Committee sessions. This is in response to the recent attacks on journalists at the Kawempe North by-election, where journalists were injured and some of their equipment was either damaged or confiscated. Now, during the committee meeting, members of parliament demanded an apology as well as assurances of safety for journalists and citizens. Internal Affairs Minister Kahinda Otafire stated that this issue was already addressed by his Deputy General David Muhoozi, who called the perpetrators of the act goons. Now, Sam Ibanda Mugabe, the president of the Parliament Press Association, stated that this boycott is going to go on until the Ministry of Defense formally apologizes and also caters for the journalist equipment that was damaged. This is definitely something that we're going to be watching, and we will keep you updated on the latest happenings. The weatherman predicted it, and it happened. This morning, several areas in Kampala were flooded, including areas like the Northern Bypass, the Gogo Bypass, and industrial area, just to name a few, due to the heavy rainfall that we experienced. Now, this rainfall, it made some roads impassable, and others, there was just insane traffic. Guys, coming to work today was just a mission and a half. I spent about 3 hours in traffic. The Northern Bypass flooded. The roundabout in Kajansi flooded. Like, people's cars are getting spoiled, guys, because of the floods. It's actually insane. Like, anyway, I believe in remote work at this point. So yeah, but now in addition to that, we also have electricity that's a problem, because you know how it is. Small drop of rain like this, power is poof, is gone. Small wind, power, poof, gone. It's insane. So now, guys, we really need to make sure that our things are ironed in time. Make sure our devices are are charged enough to withstand the periods of time with which we will have no electricity. I think more than anything, guys, let's just remember to stay safe. Let's keep warm. If you can work remotely, do. And also, our hearts really go out to those whose homes and businesses have been affected by these floods. There's a lot of damage that's happening, and we can just pray for each other's safety and try to take care of those that we know are affected. So let's take a look at what some people had to say about the rain today. Someone said, "This isn't that cuddle weather, sleeping hard type of rain. This that I can't sleep, I'm scared and have to plug towels under the door and pull electronics from the wall type of rain." Facts. This is that I'm scared rain, for sure. Someone says, "Is it too late to mend things with umeme?" Yes. I don't know who needs to hear this, but iron your clothes while you can. Don't say I didn't tell you. Wise words from the one and only Victoria Sibia. Someone else says, UEDCL stands for Uganda's Enduring Darkness Constantly with Love. Where is the love? Where? Cue Black Eyed Peas. Anyway, Ugandans always have a comeback with something. Funniest people. U.S. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz mistakenly added journalist Jeff Goldberg to a Signal group chat where top officials were discussing a potential military attack on Yemen. Yeah. Now, this group chat included people like Vice President J.D. Vance, as well as the Minister for Defense, and among other top officials. Now, obviously, this has raised a major concern about national security and the ways in which these people are communicating, especially with apps that may not exactly be safe and maybe leaving them open to cyber attacks. However, I'm not seeing how this was a cyber attack because it seems the guy's finger slipped and he added maybe the wrong Jeff or something. I don't know. I don't think you can blame the app for a human error. Anyway, so now President Trump obviously came out to defend Mike Waltz and insisted that, they're safe and there was no confidential information that was exposed. And he tried to really, maintain confidence in their security. But yeah, guys, just imagine one day you get added to a group of top officials. Imagine here in Uganda, there's Museveni in their group. There's Muhoozi. All those MPs that are there, we're in their group. We're just seeing. I wonder what their group chats look like. What do you think they talk about? Let me know in the comments. All right, now it's time for sports. I don't understand, but all I heard is that Uganda Cranes won something. I'm not sure what Uganda Cranes is. I don't know if it's the football team or the rugby team or the cricket team. I don't know, but that's why we have a sports update. Check it out.
What's up, guys? Nina here, and I'm back again with the sports updates. Let's look at the 2026 World Cup qualifiers that have been happening, and Uganda is definitely a part of it. We are in Group G alongside Botswana, Algeria, Mozambique, and Guinea. We have so far had 6 games and we've won 3, lost 3. So this year it's a bit different because the 2026 World Cup qualifiers are now accepting 48 teams, yet initially it was 32. So we have a chance of qualifying for the first time in history, guys. It's a big thing. So as I said before, we have had 6 games, won 3, lost 3. So let's get straight into yesterday's game. Yesterday's game was against Guinea at Nambi Stadium, guys. It was massive. So many people showed up and it was exciting to see that we actually won that game. We have faced Guinea so far 6 times in the previous encounters, and they have won 4 of those 6 times that we have faced them. So it was a bit scary, but we're able to actually come through with a win through the one and only Alan Okello, who scored a free kick in the 35th minute, which was amazing. He just made the whole stadium go crazy with so much noise, and we're happy to see that. Now the next we went into this game with 6 points and came out with 9 points, putting us 4th on the table of Group G, which is not bad because we came in with 6 points. So it's still good. It's still a good thing. We came into the game with 6 points, and after our win, we were able to leave the game with 9 points, putting us 4th on the table. So the next qualifiers will be in September here in Uganda, either at Nambi Stadium or Hoima Stadium. As we know, Hoima Stadium is now going through some construction. So hopefully by that time, it will be ready for those qualifiers. But for now, we wish the Uganda Cranes all the best, and we can't wait for them to qualify for the first time in history.
Now it's time for Girl Chat. Throughout the month of March, I sat down with incredible women doing incredible things right here in Uganda. And today's episode is with a multimedia artist. So interesting, right? It's fresh, one of a kind, definitely new. Check out Charlene Koventale on Girl Chat. What's up, guys, and welcome to yet another episode of Girl Chat, where we're profiling amazing women doing incredible things right here in Uganda. My name is Tracy, and today I have a wonderful guest, a multimedia artist. Wow. I love the sound of that.
Yeah, me too.
Welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Charlene Koventale. Just like you said, I'm a multimedia artist. And why she's saying that, because I transitioned from digital painting and now I use different materials in my work. That's the merging of digital painting with textiles, embroidery, and beading.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay, let's start from the beginning. You
Yes.
said you transitioned
Yes.
from digital painting. Tell me, what is digital painting?
So let's imagine you use the computer to create, right? So there are different programs like Adobe Photoshop. I use that as my canvas, and then I use a digital tablet to draw like I would draw on paper. So I have control with the pen and the tablet. So there are different types of tablets. There's some that have screens, and then there are those that are just like the back of a phone.
Sure.
That allow you to play with textures and paints and different programs just to create art. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you get into this? What was your journey like?
My background is animation, so I did that in university. I enjoyed concept painting, and so when I came back to Uganda, I had to find a way to make money. So I did a lot of portraiture. Then in 2021, I did an art residency with Afri Art Gallery. Then I came up with a new body of work, which was called the Not Fragile series. If you've seen it, it's those paintings with women with boxes on their heads that has that unapologetic message that says not fragile. I did that for 3 years, and then now the transition to multimedia was last year. So it took a year off to explore, try a different story, a different message, still centering on women. And I used beadwork for the first time, needles for the first time, and it was just incredible.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So how did you learn that?
I think that's the beauty about exploration. I didn't get to go to art school where I would have learned most of those foundational things, but with art you are allowed to be as creative as possible. So I was intentional on being curious. So every time I had like a block, I'll say, no, be curious, play with the work. How far can we take it? So yeah.
Amazing. And
Thank
so
you.
how far has that gotten you, like, in your journey? Like, would you say that you've been relatively successful at it?
Yes, I have actually. I just debuted a new body of work in Cape Town last February, and it was amazing. The work is called Threads. It's a work about beauty, and so my overarching narrative is what governs your understanding of beauty. So I use corsets. You know the corsets that we wear.
That's cinch your
That's
waist
cinch your waist
snatch
in.
you up.
Yes. So I unravel beauty using corsets.
Wow.
And I use the corset as a symbol for beauty because of its history with women's bodies. It holds two running narratives that it shapes and constricts and restricts women's bodies. But also some garment historians argue that women wore them at a time where they were unseen. So the exaggeration of their body allowed them to take up space.
Wow.
So my work sits in that tension, in that duality, the process of unraveling. So you'll see in the painting women like pulling at thread, pulling at beads. And that is asking and questioning, is it my environment? Is it social media? Is it my mother's voice in history? Is it religion that shapes my understanding of beauty?
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's so beautiful.
Thank you. So Cape Town went great. Yeah.
That's incredible. So I want to go back to the Not Fragile series. What inspired you to start that?
The pandemic was where I started that body of work. And I think just knowing how scary that time was, and also knowing the things that women have had to conform to. I used that body of work to break post-truth narratives about women. Anything that society says that is contrary to what women are, but also breaking from the script that society has given us. So that work allowed for me to dive into different stories about vulnerability and intimacy, not equating to fragility. For the Threads, which is a new work that I'm doing, still centers on autonomy and power, agency, but still centers on women's stories, even as it's still about beauty.
Amazing, amazing. So one thing I would like to note is that in Uganda, people maybe aren't as forward-thinking as you are. A lot of people tend to have some archaic views in that you can only be successful if you're a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, an engineer. So how do you navigate that? Especially like in family dynamics. Like, what was it like for you when you decided, look, I want to be an artist?
Yeah. I was very lucky, blessed would be the right word, to have parents who were very open-minded. Both of them are advocates, and I'm so thankful that they pursued their dreams and their passions, so it only made sense that they would let their children do the same. So I have a great supportive system. My mother built me an art studio even before she knew that this could be a successful venture for me.
Amazing.
So it's important to have people who are visionaries, who also see it before you actually see it, because I didn't think it was going to be on this level that I would be showcasing internationally on different platforms around the world. But I'm thankful for great mentors also.
Absolutely.
And for prayer, because I think God